Hello, all, and welcome back to Jolly Good Journeys. On day 5 of my French Riviera trip, I'm in Monaco, the playground of billionaires. Let's start exploring. And of course, the obvious place to start in Monaco is Casino Square. If there was ever a spot to pretend you're in a James Bond film, it's right here. All around me are perfectly polished supercars, manicured gardens, and the famous casino facade. You almost feel underdressed just standing here, but in the best possible way. For a brief moment, you can channel your inner 007. Minus the tuxedo and the high stakes poker, of course. I'll stick to sightseeing rather than losing all my travel budget at the tables. Somewhere in this square, a martini is probably being poured, shaken, not stirred. But for now, I'm just enjoying the view and the people watching. Monaco really knows how to do drama and glamour in a very small space. A short walk downhill brings me to the harbour, where the scale of the wealth here really hits you. Row after row of super yachts, some of them essentially floating mansions. They sit perfectly lined up in the marina. Each one looks like it has its own crew, its own story, and probably its own helicopter somewhere nearby. Monaco may be tiny, but the yachts definitely are not. Right beside the harbour is the Monaco Yacht Club. This is where the serious sailing set gathers, far away from my humble train ticket. Still, even from the outside, you get that sense of how closely Monaco's identity is tied to the sea and to boating. From there, I headed over to one of the most famous corners in motorsport, the Fairmont Hairpin. Even without a race on, you can picture Formula One cars squeezing through here at impossible speeds. Today, it's just regular traffic and curious visitors. But the painted lines and tight curve still carry all that Monaco Grand Prix history. It's one of those places that feels oddly familiar even if you have never been here before. Climbing up to the Princess Palace, the atmosphere changes completely. Here, old stone streets open onto a wide square with views over the sea, and crowds are already gathering in front of the palace gates. Everyone's waiting with cameras ready for the changing of the guard. A bit of tradition right in the middle of all this modern money. It's a nice reminder that Monaco is also a centuries old principality, not just a tax haven with good views. Before the ceremony begins, a lone guard makes his rounds around the palace perimeter. Immaculate uniform, measured steps, circling the courtyard with complete focus while tourists snap photos from behind barriers. There's something impressive about that solitary duty and routine, especially with all the distractions of Monaco just a short walk away. It sets the perfect tone for the formality that's about to follow. Then the changing of the guard begins. Step by step, the soldiers march into the square, every movement synchronized, boots striking the ground in perfect rhythm. There's a full sequence of marching, turning, and precise exchanges, all carried out with serious expressions despite the sea of tourists watching. The brass instruments add a ceremonial soundtrack that echoes off the palace walls. It's not a long ceremony, but it feels very carefully choreographed. A small country showing its pride in a quiet, dignified way. For a place better known for casinos and yachts, this bit of tradition adds an entirely different layer to Monaco.
Portez. Arme. À gauche. Gauche. Prends à droite. Marche. Halte. Portez. Arme. Changement de direction une fois à droite. Marche. Deux fois à droite. Marche. Halte. Reposez. Arme. L'arme sur l'épaule. Droite. En avant. Marche.
To end the visit, I've got this final panorama. The city stacked up the hillside, the harbour full of boats, and the Mediterranean stretching out beyond it all. For such a tiny place, Monaco packs in an incredible amount of character. From Bond style casino glamour to F1 history to royal tradition, all wrapped around this beautiful bay. For now, this is Jolly Good Journeys signing off from Monaco.